My spouse commonly leaves the house and refuses to tell me where she is going. I don't have the courage to take any action or to get her to tell me where she is going. How can I get disclosure?
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, I think the first thing I think, my heart just sinks a little bit, for this viewer because, or listener, because what a hard position that you're in, to feel like you just want truth and
Mm,
feeling really stuck. Yeah. And so I would say that it is time, again, kind of like I've said, I heard you say that, I don't have the courage to do anything. Right. And so I would say that the first step in kind of like overcoming that piece, that kind of like, how do you muster courage? Like, how do we even get the courage to take a step? And I think that is to surround yourself with support, right? Undo
mm,
your own aloneness, right? By letting people into your world and able to support you in this because you will feel stronger. I mean, how many times have we seen hashtag better together, right?
right,
In this
right.
last year, right? You need a support system for you to feel strong, for for you to feel like you've got a spine and you can stand up for yourself. You need a support system, that can kind of anchor you, right? That can come around you. And so I would say that first, let some people into this, let them be praying for you. Let
Mm,
them be just kind of knowing your story, that this partner, your partner who's leaving and you don't know what that's about, they can't be your only source of support and have one foot out the door, right?
mm,
And so I just encourage, like, you have to have other people to support you in this process. And then I would say second to that, that's got to be primary, that's got to be foundational, because you're not going to feel courage unless you have that support system. You're not going to feel strong enough to take a step or use your voice unless you have that. And so secondly, I would say that it's time to use your voice, right? So first, it's, you've got to say something, right? You've got to say something. You can't lay down about this for the rest of your life because you will be miserable and
mm,
your spouse, will be also. And so first, you've got to say something. Again, speaking the truth in love and letting your all of your conversations be seasoned with grace is what the scriptures say, right? So you've got to speak. You've got to bring yourself to that place where you're saying, "Hey, I'm noticing that you're leaving a lot and you're not giving me any reason for why you're leaving. I need some explanation here." Maybe let them know. Use these I statements, right? I statements can be very disarming. And so these I statements of, I get really anxious when you leave and I don't know where you go. It's really hard for me. My mind goes to the worst possible places, right? And so just kind of owning your own experience, right? Not a lot of blaming, not a lot of you or how dare you or, that kind of thing, but just kind of owning
right.
your experience. And a person who cares about you should come close. And then whenever you talk about that, if you can speak from that place of vulnerability, right? And then I would also say hold in tandem vulnerability and also keeping your guard up because it may not feel safe. It may not be safe for you to be totally vulnerable yet because I don't know where that person is. And so, yes, you kind of let them in to a certain extent, but also there's a bit of a guard that I would say, kind of allow that. The Lord tells us to guard our hearts, right? It's
Right.
the wellspring of life. And so I think that that's okay for you to kind of go into that conversation somewhat guarded
Mhm.
and in terms of guarding your heart. And then the third piece of this, I would say, is boundaries. I highly, highly, highly recommend, and I work and I use this book a lot with a lot of my clients. Is Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. Amazing book. But that I would say you have to start setting some boundaries. If this person is not willing to hear you and just listen to your voice alone, it's time to put some action behind the voice, and that is start setting some boundaries. There should be some consequences involved, right? If you're going to continue to do this, if you do this, this is what I have to do to take care of me, right?
Mhm.
So this is what, and use your power, use what's within your power and, for your life to do. You're not powerless in the situation. It might feel like it, but you're not. And so start allowing yourself to feel some of that power, that control that you have over your own life.
Mm. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's so practical, so, so helpful.